succeeding by force. Somebody shout by force. My success is not in negotiation. No, forget. Forget to. If you must succeed by force, you must take this from me. Pay attention to self-development. Because if you refuse to develop yourself, life will envelop you. Greatness is not by mere confession. Because many have confessed until they are confused. You see, Daniel 32 verse 11, Abi 11:32 said, he said, for they that do know their God shall be strong and do exploit. Before you do exploit, you must know your God. Know your God. Know your God. I'm a science student. I'm an engineer. One of the things, before you become a mechanical engineer, you must have consumed books. Fat books. How come you need books to be a chartered accountant and you don't want to read the book of the law to become a chartered Christian? Joshua 1:8 said, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. In it shalt thou meditate day and night. He said, in it shalt thou observe to do that is written therein. He said, then you make your way successful. You make your way prosperous and you have good success. So if you must be successful, let the book of the law be your passion. Am I talking to someone? When God called me into ministry, I told him, if you will not use me, leave me. If you won't use me, leave me. And he told me, you must know me to enjoy me. They that do know their God. You must know me to enjoy me. You can't follow a God you don't know. Don't just follow the God of your prophet. Follow the God you have encountered. I often say to people, men and women of encounter don't backslide. When I hear people say, I'm leaving the church to the club, you don't have an encounter. Because when you have an encounter, you don't go to the club, you go back to Bethel. You know what Bethel is? The place where he first met God. Am I talking to somebody here? If you have an encounter of the Jesus you are serving, that's why the difference between Saul, Paul the apostle, and the rest was an encounter. Paul on his way. See, if you have not been through your Damascus experience, you can decide to backslide without story.
True, sir. Yes, sir.
There's a Damascus experience. Can I tell you my story?
Oh, yes.
I'm not a pastor from my mother's home. No, sir. He saved me. I'm not a saint. I'm only sent. No, sir. I had a past. That's why when I meet people who don't have stories, I greet them. I have a past. Every man has a past. But to dwell in your past is to never have a future. He said, remember not the former things. I'll do a new thing. If you must succeed by force, you must look for the instrument to succeed. And that instrument is in the law of the Lord. Is in the law. This book of the law. Jesus came out of the mountain after a 40 days and 40 nights fast. He demanded for the book of Isaiah. He saw where it was written concerning him. Can I ask you a question? Have you seen where it is written concerning you? You just read Bible for reading's sake. Go and check where it is written. There's something written concerning you. There's something written. He saw where it was written. Is it Luke 4? Where it was written concerning him. And he said this. He said what? It is the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He has anointed me to preach. He closed the book and began ministry. Have you seen where it is written? If you must succeed by force. I'm not talking of wishy-wishy success. No. Life is a jungle. You must be a lion to succeed. This life is a jungle. He said, a cinema runneth when no man pursueth. He said, but the believer is like what? It's like a lion. This life is a jungle. As bold as a lion. If you are waiting for your space, Lagos style, you may never get to. Take it. Am I talking to someone here? The 4 lepers said, if we stay here, we die. If we move, we die. And as they took step, God was waiting for them. There are many of you, God is the one waiting for you. You are waiting for him, he's waiting for you. God is saying, move, make I move. Am I talking to somebody here? When the 4 lepers moved, God amplified their step. But until they took a step, there was no divine intervention. So for there to be a divine intervention, somebody had to take a step. Am I talking to someone here? Look at Mark chapter 5, verse 26 to 27. The Bible says, there was a woman with the issue of blood. She pressed. The Mark version says she pressed. The other version will say she touched. But say press, touch. Mark chapter 5. And this was, say, if I can but touch the hems of his garment, I shall be made whole. Look at what they said. When she had heard of Jesus, came in the press behind and touched his garment. Can I say this? What did the Bible say? When she has what? Heard. You've been hearing of Jesus. Have you pressed? Many of us hear about Jesus like she heard. You are hearing again tonight. But how many of us press? To press is to practicalize what you have heard.